Nerdy, is you ready?
Yes.
Del Pesh, is you ready?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Mm.
Yes, I am.
In a world where just like I dreamed it would be, but I was frozen in time. You're what I can see. Hey, I look all my life for you. Now you're here. Hey, I searched all my life with you. All my life. This is event. I'm your host, Jay Hunterville. You got the Nerd Z here. We
Hey.
got Del Pesh here.
That was for those listening. What tune were you bellowing and singing?
All my life, but the reggae version. All my life, Marcia Griffiths featuring DeVille. All my life.
Okay.
So if you know, you know. I should have just left it alone so you guys could go find out and it could be a little contest. But you know, it's all good. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing on this deceptive? How was your deceptive cold week?
That's crazy. That is so true, though.
Yeah.
That is so true. I was very angry this week. I can't lie.
You're angry.
Oh, honestly, because it's like we're what, third week in May,
Mm-hmm.
and these numbers of 13,
That's what I'm saying.
12,
It was
Yeah.
like 5 in the morning.
what sun,
5 in the morning.
lows of 2. Oh my god.
If I could go to 2 to 24
Right?
or 2 to 13 or 2 to
Like-
15, like come on, son.
It
I
was
think
fun.
today's like what, the only day that it was like 22
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
in the 20s.
Where was the first week of April weather? That was nice.
Like,
Yeah,
That was really nice.
like,
It was nice. Even the 2 weeks before that, it was nice.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
one because I had a project to do too, and I was just like, man, it's gonna be a nice day. I'm gonna be yo. I was one step closer to looking for my winter jacket,
Really wow.
trust me.
and
Like,
mm-hmm.
no, I was about to say, like, I feel like a lot of people probably still haven't changed their clothing yet because winter just.
This is the time, for those who participate. Sundress season is about to come, and all those other things, and all those situations,
That's funny.
and that breeze was like a too breezy. It was too cold, like it was like, and that's how I messed myself up. Sorry if I sound kind of nasally, like, so that one day I left the window open thinking that it's gonna be just hot. In the
You
room.
left the window. Oh shoot. Nah, you can't. You can't do that. Oh, what? See, as you saying the story, even my throat pause is starting to like. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I got attacked there. But no, you can't do that. Like you can't like. I remember even in the week, I was leaving the house, and I felt that breeze, and I said, this ain't.
Trust me.
Nah, I'm gonna run back in and get a jacket, cause.
Yeah, was it fun? And I'm yeah, like, and I was mad because it was my birthday and I was sick.
That's the worst. That's the worst.
So it's like I couldn't even celebrate in the festivities of cake or the festivities of anything. But I was working most of the time anyhow, so it was like, you just realize as you turn 33, like you are really old. And certain things when you're sick, you don't bounce back quickly anymore, man.
Yeah,
You don't bounce back.
yeah. It's very tumultuous.
Yeah,
I
man.
think that's a word.
This is a big word. It's tumultuous. And
No, you
and then what? Yeah, it was just chaos.
be like, I know, like acquaintances now, like when they get sick now, they're out for like a week minimum.
Day off work.
Minimum, like it ain't even like a day or two no more. It's like a minimum now.
Maybe our immune systems are weakened. Maybe that may be it. Oh man, the vaxxers slash anti-vaxxers will have a parade tonight.
Wow.
Whoever what side you're on, That's what you get for not taking it. Well, that's what
Wow.
you get for taking it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? You just can't win that argument, you know? It's just like a split. Split down the middle. But speaking of splits, enter, segue here. Ford government tables new bill to begin Peel region split.
Not the good kind of split where I'm at a particular bar where the lights are very low, and there seems to be very eye candy. Not that kind of split.
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
That's crazy.
More like, you know what?
That's crazy.
We've heard your issues between, you know, this as a group, and some people want to disassociate each other. It's like a friend group is like, yeah, I don't want to be known as this anymore. Or maybe there's just something to this or something, or just let's just
Like a
be
boy band
independent cities.
split.
You know what I mean? So basically, Peel region.
That's a good reference. Mississauga, Brampton, Caledon is like a boy band splitting.
It's like wrestling. It's like wrestling. You know when you have like the NWO,
Right.
and then it's like at one point there's like a gang and everybody was good, but there's always like one person that was like the main person. It's like, I'm Hulk Hogan, I went heel, or I'm Kevin Nash, I'm this, or like there's always like right now the Bloodline. If you guys watch wrestling, the whole thing is basically there's one top guy, and then there's the minions. But some minions feel like they work harder than the top guy. And
Okay.
little by little, there's gonna be tension to the point that, hey, we're gonna have to break up. It's like, no, but I put in my dues, so I'm gonna leave with my dues.
Oh.
And they're like, no. So basically, that's what basically happened. Brampton is separating from Mississauga from Brampton, and Caledon is separating. They're all separating. They don't want to be Peel anymore. They want to be their own people.
They want to be their own people. Wow.
Now, how they're gonna break that piece of the pie is gonna be a problem.
Oh yeah, that's gonna.
That how that splits, I don't know. I don't even know, because this is a different type of money talk. But the one thing I'll say, it's gonna be interesting. But I feel like I already have done that already to split Brampton. I call it Brampton. I don't ever call. Oh, I'm in the Peel area. I'm in the Peel region. You just say where you're in. I'm in Mississauga, or I'm in Brampton, or I'm in Caledon, Scarborough, North York. You don't really say I'm here. I'm there. Like, do you really say? You know what I mean?
You know, like
Honestly, I don't really refer. Brampton
I'm in the
or-
GTA. How much times have you said GTA? Unless it's Grand Theft Auto.
No, I've been saying it more recently. I don't know why, but like okay, like the map. Well, I'll show you guys in post.
It'll
but
appear somewhere.
It'll appear somewhere. But like, they call this the city of Toronto, and then if you're in Vaughan, you're in Vaughan. You're in Markham, you're in Markham. But yeah, Peel is just like, oh, they're on top of each other. I didn't know that. Peel is like, it's like you're not. I'm not going to Peel. I'm going to the specific.
And some people separate Peel from the GTA.
Peel region.
And so they're like, yo, Peel, yo, more for me, I saw. That, you know, for a good 4 years, people were hating on Brampton, you know. They were saying Brampton was not a part of the GTA. Or Peel's not a part of the GTA.
Technically,
the Greater Toronto Area.
okay. Let's
Excuse me.
let's hold on. Let's discuss
How far
that.
does this go?
Right.
I'm not the person to discuss this.
What is the actual GTA area? Like, okay, you got City of Toronto, boom.
I would have thought it was Mississauga, Brampton,
Really?
Markham, Vaughan.
Really?
Yeah, Caledon. Where else?
Personally, I don't know.
Durham, Pickering.
I don't know.
I really don't know.
I don't want to go that far.
I kind of leave it alone because I remember like he was like, "Oh, you're not from Toronto. You're not from the GTA. You're from here, or you're from there." And I'm like, man, I just.
But it's the Greater Toronto Area.
Yeah, like GTA. Yeah.
Like you're not Toronto, but you're just like on the cusp of Toronto.
I need like a.
Saga makes sense to me, but like Brampton, I always looked at their own.
I felt like Brampton was always.
Like,
I always considered it the Greater Toronto.
Somehow they wrap
GTA.
around. I always thought it was Toronto, Mississauga, Brampton. That's how I saw it, according to my highway that I drive. But I don't know if there's any other tie. I don't know how it works. But based off that, I'm going to say this. Um, I'm just more concerned about my insurance rates. I'm
Yo,
concerned about how certain rates are gonna be, but at the same time, I think it doesn't really like. I don't know what the change is gonna be.
Well, would it?
I don't see the change.
It might actually increase
Yeah, based off
yeah.
not.
because
But
there's less housing in there to average it out.
for me, I don't know, cause I always thought like I don't when I do my insurance, I don't say I'm from Peel. I just say I'm from Brampton,
Right.
and they just give you the
And
Brampton quote.
Oh, you say,
Or,
they say no. They say, oh, you're from Brampton. Man, add it up. Add it up.
They say, oh, you're from Brampton? Oh,
Add an extra zero.
But it's the same thing, like
sweet. Oh, okay.
like that clip that was made in the statement that
Ray
the
Lawson?
mayor had made, where he's like, oh, about they're subsidizing for the police, like Mississauga subsidizing for Brampton's policing. But then when he's like pulled the records, and they showed that Mississauga actually had a significant impact in the policing, it was like,
I didn't even know Mississauga had a marine unit.
Yeah, you got the yeah.
What bodies of water is in Mississauga that I'm aware of? I do not really know.
probably, yeah, it makes sense. They have a park.
Yeah.
They're right by the parks.
But like body of water, you need a marine unit.
Wait, I thought body. Wait, I thought it's Navy. No.
Well, no, it's marine.
Yeah, marine is
It's the water.
it's the military, but for water.
Yes.
Yes, that's probably a training ground.
Marine?
Yes, Canadians, it's Marines. Navy is American.
In the Navy.
No. Hold on a minute. Someone says I'm in the Marine. Isn't that more like you're doing the grunt work?
No, it's
Well, you
water.
can always Google it.
I mean, I swear you're like the what do they call them, jarheads? Because like
Oh, my.
you'd be an idiot to be on the front lines getting blown up half the bit.
Rolling.
Well,
Like,
if
shout out
there's-
to the soldiers though, but that, jarhead is a term though. Don't at me.
That would be more so for military.
You know what I heard? I don't know if that's something that happens here.
Marine versus
'Cause you got me
Navy.
thinking about the like soldiers and stuff. Do you know like I did not know when it came to like soldiers' tombstones, like each coin, like if someone puts a coin on someone's tombstone, it means something
Like on the stone
on top
part.
of the stone.
It means something.
So
Like
like
what?
one would mean I don't know what like dime, nickels, quarters, so one would mean that we were on the same trading camp. One would mean like oh I was there when it happened. Not like I was there when it happened, but like every coin means something. I was like oh that's pretty interesting. So
Pretty
like,
cool.
you go there, your family goes sees a fallen soldier of their family or whatever, and they see the coins and it'll mean different things.
So hold on. In terms
Front life fighters.
Yes.
You're right.
So in terms of combat, Marines are considered to be frontline fighters. Yeah, they are trained to fight in all environments,
But what
from
are we-
deserts to ice
What
mountains.
what are Marines fighting in Mississauga? Geese?
They're probably training. I cannot. And those geese are very balanced.
Those geese are the gang. The geese
They
gang needs a
are
recall. They need a recall
Okay.
on them geese there.
I think where I live, there's actually a nest. Because now, every morning now I'm hearing like a, that noise, the
squawking.
squawking.
Listen,
One time I was on the way to Mayshaw's and there was one on the road and people
The
were
geese-
swerving like.
the geese run. The geese is the most notorious gang in Ontario right now. I'm gonna tell you that.
Over the
Listen-
raccoons.
Listen to me. The
Over the
geese
raccoons?
will pull up like 20, 30 of them one time. And you have to wait for them to get off the road.
I'm rolling.
They don't even rush when you guys drive your car closer to them. They don't rush. They don't rush. You know, sometimes you rev your engine and people are like, oh, someone's coming.
Right.
You know what I mean? The geese, they just chilling like, oh, you're going to hit me? Hit me now? Hit me now?
Like-
Hit me now?
They out here
Hit me now?
saying insurance money.
Hit me now? Like, they do not business. And then when they're ready, you just mess with the wrong one that day.
Yo,
You try to walk off one, right? They start,
the flapping and just.
then
Attack your car.
exactly. I think maybe that's why you need a Marine unit in Mississauga.
I think it's just in case like an invasion happens. It's like, oh, bam, you step in Saga, hey, it's curtains for you. So they train to stay ready, right? Right?
I mean, there's training grounds around the city.
Yeah, everywhere. Like,
But Some places have more training grounds for the military than
I would say, man, God bless the military because you guys have to be prepared for everything.
Yo, like,
Because when you think about it, what if like you gotta keep six at all times? 'Cause
no,
you don't
like,
know when like
yeah, you gotta be like when 9/11 happened. Like, I imagine that when the towers fell, I'm pretty sure they were like, "Yo, this is like yo, let me get my family out of here. Let me go help those in need." Like it was just like you gotta be ready. You can't be stuttering and buffering. Like it's like you're trained to be like, yo, when this happens, like this is
But
my
how do you
protocol.
prepare for something like that? Like there's certain things. It's like yeah, you're prepared, but
They just do
like, and that's the thing. Like, how do you prepare for like an
death.
alien? Like, how do you prepare?
He's smashed an alien.
Like, how do you prepare for like an alien or like
or a coast invasion. Like they enter from California to New York, Nova Scotia, or British Columbia. Someone's invading in your country, and you have to be like, wait a minute, we're gonna get surrounded. Okay, everyone hit the center.
I don't think that type of war
I
I don't think we're gonna have that type of war anymore. I
You
think
think so?
no.
No.
I think the war, the way I see it, whoever takes off the internet first, that's when it's gonna be the problem.
All I could think of is the South Park reference of them unplugging
Yeah.
Oh, they
the
just,
city.
If you unplug a city and literally just take out their internet, it's game over.
like you destroy the.
Where are you getting everybody's dependent on the internet right now?
Look what happened when for those watching and listening. Look what happened when Rogers was out for that Friday
Right.
to the weekend. Like that was like chaotic.
If someone decided to say, you know what,
No Rogers, no Bell,
no
Telus,
Rogers, no we
Freedom,
are, like
Chat Mobile,
Just mobile in general.
or yeah, just
do you think people know how to use a radio?
Or a landline.
or landline. That's why no. That's why I keep my landline. I won't ever get rid of it.
Oh, that's
I
gone. Mine is gone.
Yours is gone.
Everybody has.
You came home.
Everybody has their own phone. Everybody has their own
man.
phone.
Me not trust no technology, Babylon thing like that, man. I rely on the proper rubber string them.
I cannot.
And when I get when the remember when the blackout happened, I remember calling
Yeah.
Joe here
Yo, I
on
said.
the landline. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, you have power on your end?
Nah.
He's like, nah.
Yeah.
But imagine the same blackout, East Coast blackout happened now. A lot of y'all will get,
Your service is cut.
cut, like,
And then you probably have to go to your car and start your car to hear a radio and say, yo, a lot of these radio stations are probably not going to work.
they're on playlists. It's just a 24-hour thing. You just hear. You know something wrong when you hear no commercials. That's why I knew something was very wrong. No commercials, and the radio was just playing. I was like, yo.
I'm just going to say, man, I think if you're going to, I don't think the battle's going to be on like war and killing. If they want to, they just turn off your Wi-Fi, turn off your internet, and you're going to see people go insane.
Look what happened to Instagram today.
What's going to happen? I can't spread my opinion. No. I need to be heard.
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean? I think people are going to lose their mind. They're going to lose their cotton picking mind.
Wow, I wasn't prepared for that.
Or they might just be actually better off.
Forgive me. I'm sorry. I just...
It just took my mind from another.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Now, what do you think of? They say Chow's in the lead still, but like they say Saunders in second place. So that's a little concerning.
I don't know. I gotta ask Kevin Clark still. He'll pull the drapes away from her eye. That man.
Has there been any more commercials from like these mayors?
Man.
The problem.
This mayor race has been hilarious.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see any commercials,
Except the
but
one.
the debate when that man said, I didn't even know what he said. He just got up there and said, "Get your hands off me!" Yo.
What debate? Wait. Where can you even find these debates?
I was on CP24.
It was
CP24. I saw CP24.
That was on the Monday that passed, right? It was on Monday, yeah.
And all I could remember is hearing the man, yo,
Get your
beige. The man had the what do you call it? The wheat or
Suit.
the beige trench coat type thing with the beige hat. Fresh. He came fresh to intercept. I was like, hey, get your hands off of me. I'm a Canadian citizen. The man went off. As soon as Mitzi was trying to speak, he started going off, and you know that person was strong because, yo, sorry, before we even get into this, what? Do we have a shortage on security?
Do we have what? Do we have what?
Do we have a shortage on security?
Yes.
Like, this is the second incident where someone has got time to go on the stage and do what they ever like. We're talking about dance hall, and this is happening in political debates.
That's okay. I see where you're going. I see where you're going.
The same thing. This could have ended very bad.
In a serious
Like,
matter,
seriously.
yeah.
What happened though?
Seriously.
What happened?
Like the guy just being able to be
The man, anybody being able to just storm a stage. Where is security? Or is there a shortage on security? Are they doing their due diligence? And then when they're up there, they already feel like, yo, you gotta keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. When they're up there, anybody that, I don't know if it's, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the science is. But when you get onto that stage, you feel invincible. Some people will feel invincible up on that stage.
the podium, like they
it's like wrestlers, when they get that first pop from like everybody yelling in their name and whatever. It's like
right.
they go nuts. Oh, here you go. If you guys want. They go nuts.
Bam, just from the behind.
Like, it comes out of nowhere.
Now the guy, the security was doing okay. Like he caught him kind of.
No, he shouldn't.
But how did he even get there?
That's what I'm saying. He shouldn't even get to the stage.
Like
He shouldn't have got to the stage.
Like you're saying, the minute he touched the curtain, the
minute he got close to any other candidates, he should have been tackled.
Wait, this is in Toronto?
Yes, this is on Monday.
That happened Monday, yeah.
Monday at a food drive.
At a food drive, yeah. I think the issue was
there's a shortage on security. There's no debating.
They were talking about homelessness, and then he just got up and went.
Was he a homeless individual himself?
Before, yeah.
Yes, he still
Before, yeah.
He still is.
Oh, he still is. Okay.
To my sources.
Oh, the whole thing came down.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
he is pulling the drapery. That's what I'm telling you.
Sorry.
Yo,
These people are mad. That's what I'm telling you.
He kind of.
I guess you know what? Okay, so here's my understanding. We have already been taking out a lot of the social service workers in our systems.
So are you telling me that politician need to learn some social service skills? Social skills?
But no, they need to add to the amount of jobs of social workers into our system. Because they started defunding a lot of mental health, wellness, all these other things.
Since the early 90s, yeah.
Right.
Like way back.
And since that service has now been reduced, a lot of things have been happening for mental health or awareness or homelessness within Canada. Or just Toronto, I should say.
I think these people...
worldwide too.
Because a lot of them also get trained for security as well.
I think, honestly, the way I've been looking at it, just after 2 events of someone storming a stage
in Toronto.
Well, we could talk about the diverse situation and all that situation, and that's a bad situation. But even in a politic sense, this is happening too. Lack of security. Lack of security.
There was some raw thing that happened, I think 2022, where a dude got unlived because the guy was able to like how the stage was set up. It was like an all white podium, and then the guy was able to just walk. Like he came from the side somewhere. He was able to walk. Click clack.
No.
Boom.
Yeah.
The guy was laid out, and then the security came 3 seconds after, and then shot.
Oh, this is in the States.
This happened in not in the States. It was It was in Europe.
Oh.
I can't remember if it was
But
Turkey or...
these things happen. Like that's the thing. These
think it was
things do
Turkey, I think.
happen. These things happen.
I think
And
people get into shock. They're so phased at the fact that somebody's even coming with the audacity to do what they're doing, that they're shocked. They don't know that, okay, this is the first instinct is to now like tackle this person or like to remove them or to investigate or like question them. Why are they even here?
if that person is not on the debate, I think if you see someone that's going up there that's not on a debate,
Hold on, man. Hold on.
We gotta go, brother.
Oh, yeah, do.
If you're not on the set,
But you know what? Here's another thing. How many of these people actually have key tags to know that they are who they are?
Oh, like the...
Like a wristband or a lanyard
at the
or...
end of the day, until someone says, "Oh no, that person's good," you can bring them up or something like that. Sure, but for someone to literally just be able to get like this is such a time I've seen this so far.
Security.
Security.
I hear you.
Security.
But people don't believe that they have security here.
You at least have someone to like tug the ears. Hey yo, hey.
Yeah.
Because that would kind of
the sign language,
ensue... That would kind of ensue that somebody's life is going to be threatened.
Anything can happen at a debate. You might not like somebody debate, and anything can happen. Anything can happen.
I'm not saying no.
I don't know. For me, yeah, and yeah, maybe, safety is something we should look into.
No, like...
Because what if you just say something that somebody doesn't like?
Okay.
And then what?
And then what?
The Eglinton LRT's canceled again?
We don't have open carry here.
I mean, thank goodness for that.
Do you need a weapon to kill somebody or hurt somebody?
Huh?
You don't need a weapon to hurt somebody.
What do you mean? Like...
Well, someone could throw a fist, yeah, but then they would have to be close enough to do so.
Someone can throw a bottle.
This is also true.
That is crazy. If someone from the crowd just... Yeah.
Throw something.
I'm just saying, I'm not even thinking about throw. I'm thinking about somebody approaching the stage. And how is that even possible? That's it.
Well,
Right.
what does that also say about these politicians?
Oh, okay.
And what does that say about our...
But that's the thing. Do you really want to... I'm not saying...
But not only just the politicians themselves, but like, what does that say about the system when it comes to supporting politicians here?
I don't know.
Because if the system doesn't already know, like, okay, you guys are going to have debates, you guys are going to go to different places, there should be security to ensure that all the candidates are fairly treated and fairly protected and fairly supported. I would see in this situation that none of that's happening.
I don't think that's going to happen again.
No, yeah, no, they're going to
have some linebacker... Like,
security.
You ever see those MLB soccer when you have those guys that run on the field and just run around and be like, yeah, running around. And those guys come and they tackle you. And when they tackle you, it's game over because they're gonna beat you up in the back.
Well,
Wrestlers, they'll beat you up. Oh, you're breaking my arm. Help!
Okay, but here's this. Here's another one. How many security companies do we know that exist here?
The biggest one is Garda.
That's the only one I really.
Paladin.
Paladin, I heard. Paladin, Garda. Wasn't Garda the
only
one?
one I know.
You remember? Wasn't it downtown when the Garda man beat up the guy with the machete? Or not beat him up, but like the guy had the machete and he was hanging it down like this. He had the machete and the man just not like a beat up.
No, but
literally
more like skill. Like
it was like a disarm, like a mean disarm, and they dealt with the man.
Mm-hmm. So how long would that take in order for someone to even get to a skill level like that?
I don't know.
That is
I don't know.
Couple of years.
I don't know. So
I don't know, but
if it's gonna take years,
a lot of these security guys, I look at them like, man,
I could take you.
Yeah, if I was.
Trust me.
If I was, if I was a bad person, you ain't stopping me. I'm just saying.
Right?
I don't know if you would stop me.
Some of those people are really just administration.
You might have something under the jacket, but
they're not muscle.
Hand-to-hand combat, I don't think so.
So okay, so
yeah, weave, pop, pop.
That's
like it ain't. Especially with adrenaline run, and that's the thing you got to be thinking about too. If someone is Are you trying to rob a place? Because I seen it, like, man, I've been seeing a lot of things lately. Like the one when the man's robbed the store the other day.
Right.
And they just, like, everybody's in there. You know what's the funny thing I thought about? And I know it's not the safest thing. If someone tries to rob the place, and you're trying to refrain the guy from robbing the place, and they have the ski mask on, put off the ski mask.
So, so the cameras can like identify.
At least. I'm not giving tips. Well, you know what?
I mean,
I've been kind of dead. Because I saw a video the other day.
pull off the.
I saw a video when the grandma got mad because the guy was trying to steal a cart of groceries,
Right.
and like the 72-year-old grandma said, give me your face mask. Like she said, you're raising the prices. They pull off the man's face mask, and the man, I guess he was still trying to get away, not realizing his face mask is off already now.
Oh.
Camera's rolling, and now he's just like, like just let go and run
Yeah.
off. Because now you're, you know what I mean? You're disarmed. You're running out here thinking that no one's gonna attack you. Take off this fight for the mask. Well, I don't know if that's a good idea.
I don't know. Yeah, because
You might get a dirty thump in your stomach.
The first thing,
dirty, like winded, like
that
adrenaline cave-in, Goku freeze up, cave-in. That's not good.
you be sleeping
Or
for 5
even
minutes. Like,
Naruto Sasuke first fight. I don't know if you saw Naruto first when he gave Sasuke the thump in his gut, like the whole air came out of his body. But that's for the anime.
you know what? The event doesn't really recommend you do something like that. I mean, obviously, you duck behind the counter, be safe as possible, and call the police. Because, I don't know, man. You reach wrong. It sounds good. It sounds good.
I remember one
Call
time.
the authorities.
But someone can just go like, what? Bam! And then you're unlived. So.
I remember there was a guy that they brought. He's like a boot camp person. And he's like, what do you do if someone brings a weapon and tries to rob you? And it's like we said fight back. And the man said, who do you think you are, some damn Power Ranger? And I'm like, well,
That's no,
guess
like,
not. I guess not.
well, okay. What's wild? In one of the places I worked at, they said, if you can't escape, fight the person off. Now I don't know about you guys, but I'm not fighting someone off who has about 30 chances to unlive me. I don't know about you guys, but like
I already said
they have
to
30
myself,
chances to
I might be like,
fight the robber. A workplace condones that?
listen to me.
How could you be fired?
That's a company man. That's a company person right there. Because, okay, I don't know if I should have the. I've seen things,
That's crazy.
and I'm like, I don't know if I could jump in for this one. Like I'll leave it to the people that are working in that situation, and you go fight, and that's fine.
And they can't even do it.
And they can't, right?
I feel like if it was me, I'm too easy to see. Like they'll just see you just.
Oh, you feel you can't blend in, like
I can't blend in to try to stop a robber or something. I feel like they're gonna see you and be like, "Oh, he's coming." You know what I mean?
like-
Just punch me in my nose hole.
I'm rolling.
Like I don't think I could take like a punch to the face. I think I need to like be honest with myself. Like
I don't want my face
you
swollen.
punch
all
me
that.
square. Like I had too much traumatizations of having glasses already. So you punch me, you hit my glasses hard enough.
Your nose. Ooh.
Exactly. When you have hit,
The wings.
What?
This
Not
whole
even
part
the
of your
wings,
face?
right here.
this whole part of your
If,
face,
if your glasses knock you just 2
right there.
millimeters to the left. Ooh,
Listen
the
to me.
pain. You never feel tears run down your.
Listen to me.
Oh my gosh. Your
Just
eyes.
my glasses, the nose thing, like the nose bridge. Just something hitting my glasses like this and shifting the nose bridge.
Oh, that's
You're
enough.
discombobulated
That's enough.
already.
That's enough.
Your glasses lean. Your glasses lean. You're discombobulated.
You ever see somebody just like this? Like,
Yeah.
just like that?
Yes, I
That
have.
doesn't look good as a unit.
Right off
Everybody
the bat.
fight like the one security guard with the glasses. Like
They're hurt.
even if you won the fight, you lost the fight.
They're in pain.
Even if you won,
They're
you
in
lost.
pain.
Even if you
Don't
won the
get it
fight,
twisted.
if If you wear glasses and you get into a fight and your glasses
Are like
bent
that?
up, you lost the fight.
You're
Even if you won, you lost the fight because you can't bend it back the way it
Yep.
should be sometimes.
Yeah. But the pain that the person is suffering through.
The nose bridge, I think I still have nose bridge bruises.
Yep.
I think we all do. I think.
Mm-hmm.
But in regards to that, security, more of that, especially for these politicians.
It should be
'Cause I
off
feel like the
rip, like-
politicians get put through the ringer too.
Yeah, you would think that it
Even
would
the
be
politician will be like, "Hey, that's not my fault. I wasn't even running."
tomato stands.
But but
And they'll be looking at you like, you want to corrupt the community in the city, and they're just like, I wasn't elected. It's like, I wasn't elected. I'm just saying I want to change something. I don't want your change. And they'll say it dead in your face. Coffee spit, all that, this bad breath. Just smoked a cigarette all up in your face, telling you about your politic
But you know
roles
what?
and conditions.
That's a visual, man.
Here's another one.
This guy said a visual
What
just
if
now.
that also means that these politicians are out of touch with the actual Torontonians?
I don't think that's.
I'll say that. I'll put it.
You can say that,
They are.
but I do
They are.
believe that there's a way to maneuver. Like I don't think.
But
like,
that's what I mean. They're out of touch. If they're never around certain communities of people,
no, that's fine.
then they wouldn't know to get security because they're not around those groups.
I don't think it's that.
Whoa, I didn't think you were going that low. I'm saying.
I wasn't thinking security for like just walking down the street and going all over the place to do your campaign. I'm thinking security if you're at a debate, a public debate that CP24 is running, and the man has the power to get up to the stage. It doesn't matter who. That's wild. You don't see that happening at a presidential election or like a mayor.
Not since who got walked up on the last time? Obama. There's something happened where when Obama just got elected, and the guy just kind of just walked up on Obama, but Obama played it cool. But the guy wouldn't like leave either, so CIA did no. So CIA
I
did.
think I see that. Yeah.
CIA kind of just went, yeah, come here. Off camera. And then before.
Those are the worst. Those are the best security escorts sometimes. When you see the security trying to just like, come on, let's go. And it's a firm shoulder grip.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking you're just going to get off easy. Yo, what make you go up on this? Yo, you're hearing the hollow tongue. That hollow.
I mean, as long as it is not like the Dave Chappelle scenario.
That was crazy.
That is wild. That
was crazy
wild.
when it happened.
Security, man. But yo, they dealt with him.
Like,
They dealt with him.
the man was coming one direction, the next guy was coming the other direction. They just...
I think, you know what I think? Someone has to be responsible. I think some things need to be set example. You try to do this to the wrong person, you will get stomped. Stomped out. Stomp out.
So here's my other question. What was the gentleman even saying?
I couldn't hear him. The only person that had it all, this is what he was saying, was a sign language person.
Yes, no.
That's crazy.
So-
Okay, now I gotta ask my friend.
Yeah, no.
See
He's the
what
only
they
one
were
that was
saying.
like kept keeping up with it, like just
Of what he was saying.
what you're saying.
Thank
That's
you to the
hilarious.
sign language interpreters.
Interpreters.
You're an all-star.
You're an all-star.
As I gotta give him a shout out. As what his name says,
Hopefully they are really signing though.
Primes. You're an all-star.
Yeah.
Keeping up with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a non-factual yet factual stat.
Okay. Now before you do
Okay.
though, I'm not justifying it. But it would make sense in a world not this, where someone walks up on the Eglinton RT crosstown and be like, "Yo, you paused our neighborhood for 10 years or more, and you're telling me there's gonna be another delay? Nah, bro.
Okay, well those are justifiable.
Nah.
Those are
I'm
justifiable.
moving. Nah.
No,
right now.
that's a justifiable outburst though.
Nah.
But to go on the stage, no.
I snap pictures of you guys. You guys are standing around. I seen one
Yo.
guy taking a cable and skip roping like it's the gym
That was
outside.
that was madness. That was mad.
Skip roping outside.
Let me tell you something.
Put
That,
the blocks together with the cement.
let me tell you something.
Let's get the
I
station
seen that.
running.
I seen that and I said, that person's getting fired instantly. He's done. He is done. Like, what? They caught him on cabinet. They were doing push-ups. They were doing skip rope, pass off, skip rope.
Like,
They
what
said
are you
look
doing?
busy.
Listen to me. Listen to me with the government money.
Like you seen just to end the segment, like there was
I don't know if that was an Eglinton one, but I seen that and I said, you're getting fired. You're getting fired.
they did a tour of like what the station looked like. Like it looks nice, but it's just like
What's going on?
come on, wrap it up. Like what are we doing here, right? That's all I have to say about that, man. Like,
The town hall meetings or whatever meetings they
not
have.
just fine walking up on
The
them.
town hall meeting or whatever their meetings are, you can state your opinions. You know, sometimes they just want to say things and just walk off. Shout out Jen Torrey. Yeah, I think those are the things that you can say something, but not go on stage and take the mic, and then as you get grabbed, hey, let's go, bro! And then like try to fight and pull off drape. I thought he was gonna tear that whole drape down.
That would've been-
By himself.
okay.
And 4 or 5 people hold. I said, yo, that's some strength, yo.
I'm rolling.
That's some strength, yo. He took some type of serum.
Before you say,
But that's the thing. How do you not know how to like? I don't know.
Diffuse?
What type of security? You need to know how to diffuse that.
they don't know any secret pinches. Like they hit the collarbone and just go, oh
No,
The
man.
Avatar. The Avatar touches a static nerve and just.
But again, that that goes back to like actually training people.
no more like.
But then you know it might have some issues. Like he did. I know he had to stop, but he didn't have to hit him like that.
Hit who?
I mean, like the
Like in general, like.
some people have like you know a soft heart for people like that.
Mm-hmm.
He was just speaking his mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I wish him all the best. But here's their non-factual yet factual. I'll call it a brilliant idiot stat. Shout out to Charlamagne and Andrew Schultz.
True. And Angela Yee.
No.
Oh,
Charlamagne,
brilliant.
Andrew
Yes,
Schultz.
yes,
Andrew
you're right.
Schultz. No.
I was thinking
Shout
of
out her
the
too.
I was thinking of Breakfast Club. My bad. I was
And
like,
DJ,
why are we?
and DJ,
But you're
and
missing
DJ,
another person
and
too.
DJ.
Either which way, you're still missing the third
And
party.
DJ and V, shout out to them. According to
Yo.
You said
allegedly,
2 out of the 3 though, still.
this is alleged pod. This is alleged. According to 6 Buzz TV, this tweet says over 70% of people cheat at bachelor and bachelorette parties. Survey shows. What survey? I don't know. But over 70% of people cheat at bachelor parties, bachelor and bachelorette parties.
What's the actual point of having those? Like as
Bachelorette? It's just like a celebration of the last time you're going to be single.
So some people see that as like, you know what? If I'm gonna be with this type of fruit for the rest of my marriage,
Make sure I have some sides first.
some people go like that. Yeah, they just.
But you what?
They just. I don't know, man.
You know what's funny? I don't know, like, you know, because it's like, now that you, like, I've never been a part of a wedding like that to know that stuff. So I always wonder, like, when that bachelorette party question happens, what happens? Like, what do you say? Are you going to have a bachelorette party? It's like, yeah, just me and do you guys say what you guys are going to do at the bachelorette party? Like, do you say that to your partner? Do you, like, is that
Probably
something?
not.
Is there a code? Like, is there a code? You know what I mean?
Maybe you would share a little bit of something, but probably not.
I'm just gonna have some.
We're just going to go out and enjoy, like, have a...
Yeah,
Right,
enjoy.
and both sides doing it, but then
Have some hot lips on my face.
I just want to know, like,
I don't think they know that it's going to have hot lips on their face. But
no, but some people don't do that. Some people have those. Some people want to just go home with the guys and play Monopoly or play poker because they know that might be the last time they ever do it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's a sad thing. Wait, sidebar. Some people that get married, let us know if you lost your friend group, low key. Like your friend group just kind of drifted.
You know, some relationships just change the whole dynamic. Some relationships, you have a family to worry about now.
Damn.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Wowzers.
Some people think it's like, oh, it's just, oh, they're gonna go to the strip club and da 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 da, which may be true. There's some people that probably are doing this and that, but at the same time, like, let's say, okay, let me ask you guys a question. Are you guys gonna tell your partner what your bachelor party is gonna be about?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I don't
And
see
you
why-
expect to hear theirs?
Huh?
You expect to hear what they're gonna do at the bachelor parties?
Sure, why not?
If I don't hear an answer.
Okay, so okay.
If I don't hear an answer.
That's funny. I'm gonna go to the rec room and throw battle axes. Oh, what is yours gonna
Oh.
be?
Plan on getting some boop, pop in and get a lot of boop,
Don't stop!
and you know, and we're
I'm joking.
Like it'll be like the movie, the Best Man, where you're just in the seat, and then Regina Hall comes in and he's like, holy.
No. I just.
Then you're like, oh man, do I really want to get married?
I mean,
that's what people end up asking themselves afterwards too.
I had so much fun. Why?
Yeah.
Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this?
That's actually very interesting. That is such a high number, though. 70% of people, male and female, cheat right before their wedding day.
With that stat, would you just have to accept the fact that your partner just may be cheating, and you just have to? Well, that day, what would you accept that? Like, is that something you're gonna be like? Well,
I mean,
so that's fine
yeah,
for both of us.
I can accept it.
But what if it's like, but you had a ride. You had your final. Wait, you got to swipe your card before you let it go, and I didn't. Like, you know what I mean? Some people just it's like.
Wait, repeat that analogy.
You had to swipe your card before you had to like let it go.
Okay.
Whatever card that may be.
Right.
You know, it could be the fun card. It could be the sex card. It could be this card or that card or whatever. You know, and you know that like it's that's a sticky situation. I'll say.
Hey yo.
I mean,
I
I guess eventually the person would cheat regardless, right? Even after the bachelorette.
You think
that is greedy.
I mean, if they didn't
greedy.
do it before, and maybe it's on their mind, right? Wouldn't it be afterwards?
I don't know.
It depends how sprung they got, or how turned out.
Oh no, that
But
word.
if it's just environment induced, then that's different. Versus like, this is somebody that you've been talking to for the longest while, even during our like courting stage, and then you found it that night. That's who you're gonna go hook up with. That's different.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say you guys both have a bachelor party at the same time. Right? You have yours, they have theirs. You guys don't know what it is that they're doing. And they don't know what you're doing. Would you go to their bachelor to see what they're doing?
Oh no.
Why would I do that?
Okay.
That's an invasion.
Okay.
no.
I just want to hear that. I just want to know because
be-
I thought of King of the Hill. King of the Hill, there's a show King of the Hill back in the day. Like the guy had a bachelor party and the ladies went to that bachelor party. And I'm like, now why would you want to do that? Why?
And see some.
We don't know. I'm not saying. No, I'm just saying it could be anything. But like, you have that one time to be with your people, and they have their time to be with their people.
Well, maybe that's the thing. That's the issue, right? That person can't actually do that. And maybe there is no fulfillment when they are with their people.
Huh.
Or it could be trauma, right?
So.
That's yo. Imagine me walking in and be like, what is happening?
You're having all this fun without me?
What is this? What is this? Wine and sip, paint and sip and draw, sip and sketch.
While it's right in front of the face.
Sip and paint.
I think it's
sip and paint, sip and sketch, sip and paint.
paint.
What's going on in the sip and paint place?
I'll be yo.
It's like those other ones where the dancers.
Sidebar. That'll be ill. You walk in.
I know where to.
You see your girl in a sipping paint, and she just couldn't help herself and started gawking
on the male model.
That's crazy.
God forbid those type of situations. But I wasn't even thinking that. But I felt like you were going that way. But I'm just saying.
That'd be crazy.
I just think I don't think
you she-devil in front of everybody. You gonna embarrass me?
Well, it'd be worse if it was a private party.
That line is never gonna.
It would be.
You gonna embarrass me?
But the thing about it, y'all embarrassing each other if it was some type of man like.
Wait, is there a sip and paint with dudes? Like the dudes are just there and then
male model? Yes, there are.
No,
like reverse, like a woman,
men,
like a
men.
So the dudes are painting
like Henny and Crayola pencils.
Yes.
Like you know.
There's a flip version.
Yes.
So there's a dude that just goes, you know what?
That's funny.
and just
in those parties, I don't think those ones, but definitely.
It takes a deep breath and just.
I think people would be so stupid in there. I think people would be so stupid. You're so stupid. You're stupid, man. I was thinking some whole thing that someone drawing in the skies and say, so it's like, you know, just New York. I thought of New York
Man
and
said,
someone's drawing and it's like, well, you just have to light brushes, light strokes. It's like, hey, yo, light strokes. Hey, yo, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking.
No, like you're painting here and then.
Like a figure class.
And then the woman just comes here and then the guy just goes, you know what? Take a deep breath and just.
That is not.
But it's different from those bump and grind ones.
That
where the persons are going around and
then your girl walks in and just sees the back of your head, and the model just looking down, just.
That's wild.
And the guy's he's in there going for glory.
That's wild.
Man,
wild. That would be wild.
I wasn't thinking that at all. And you know what's the funny thing?
You guys digging.
You know when I think about it, like you guys have a crazy
tasting the rainbow.
Here's the thing: you have a crazy bachelor party.
Lucky Charms.
You had a crazy bachelor party, and the next day you guys, well, let's say the wedding's the next day or whatever. You have
that Cheerios.
And then you have the wedding day, and then you guys have to look at each other. The brides, the grooms are looking at each other like, man.
Oh.
But then,
yo.
Okay.
Yo, fam.
So here's another thing.
Wash your face?
Yo.
Did you wash your face?
Not did you
wash your face?
Like,
yo.
That is crazy.
This is madness.
That's crazy. That's
like, it's like, you brush your teeth on morning? Y'all just do. Mine's are walking down the aisle.
You got the same forehead grease from yesterday. You didn't.
Yo, mine's are walking down the.
You have the man forehead grease.
One of the groomsmen's walking down the aisle.
Your face all shine up. You didn't wash your face.
Or the man's walking down the aisle tired. The stumble.
No, not tired from yesterday. That's crazy.
I don't know if weddings are still the day after bachelors. I don't know. Like that's a fairy tale.
That's a little too close.
It's a
fairy tale. Of course. If the bachelor party's madness.
After you do one of these. And then the next 8 hours, you catch a little sleep. And the next 8 hours you get married.
Well, that's not something I need to worry about because I will never have those type of events.
You didn't wash your face
for my bachelor party.
But you know what? That's a very small group of people.
You don't kiss her like that?
Yeah.
You don't even wash your face. Why are you kissing her like that?
You brush your teeth on morning. You wash your face. Yo, there's glitter on your head top. What? Yo, bro.
Yo, glitter.
Yo, dog.
Glitter seems to be the beacon for cheating. Like, if you get glitter on you, for those listening, amen. There's a high chance.
Please don't say that, because please don't say that. Because next you know, one day, I decide to go to Michael's, and then, like, just the cart bust up glitter or something, and then next you know, I'm in problem. Oh, yeah. I'm in problem because of you, dog.
Not a problem.
I'm in problem. Just park up me clothes in a garbage pan. Put it on the go on the roadside. Woo, it's over. It's over. It's over. Okay? It's over.
Man said, I swear. I got something from
she put it on the go money. Don't do me that.
Here's the receipt.
It's over.
Baby, I went to the art store. I wasn't
I-
at the bar.
I
I wasn't
wasn't
at the bar. I wasn't
I
there.
went to art store. I was making a t-shirt.
I cannot.
I was making a t-shirt with the glue and the glitter, you know. Remember back in the day when you had to put the glue design and then you throw the glitter on it?
You literally
Let it
threw
stick.
the glitter. Yo,
Yeah,
some kids back in the day,
Make sure it stick.
they just went one of this and just fraka.
They thought they were Picasso.
Like
Still, the whole place. Teacher's like, man,
I used to be that kid. I'm not gonna lie.
man,
To take
why
it.
do you have to use? He's like, what were you trying to do here? What were you trying to do here? And it's like, it didn't even have a design anymore because the glue just shifted. Like the glue's everywhere. Like, what is this?
I can't.
Good times, man. Good times.
A car. Okay. So, all right, let's do this little relationship question. Since we're on the whole wedding thing, you know, the weather is gonna get hot. I think the weddings are gonna be
Weather.
the wedding and the weather.
It's gonna be wedding season. Well, we are in the middle of it.
So, 27. Getting doubts about my relationship because my my partner hasn't proposed yet. Me and my boyfriend have been dating for 3+ years. We've been living together for 2. Last year, he started hinting about the possibility of him proposing soon, and I was extremely excited as both of us have known since early on in our relationship we want to spend our lives together. Around this time, he's jokingly about added a date and a ring emoji on his Instagram bio to prank his friends. Times passed and no proposal happened. Then he said that when both of us get our degrees, then we propose. We both did and nothing happened. Then he hinted at proposing on my birthday, and nothing happened. Now a year has passed since we first mentioned proposing a while ago. I burst into tears and confessed to him that I felt like a joke and that it's no longer funny. He said that he still has his bio prank, and I said, oh, wow. And I said that to me, it was a constant reminder of something I was excited for, but that wasn't happening. He said he understood and removed it and said that he still wants to get married, but he didn't think it would have to happen. Didn't think it would have to happen immediately. Now he's hinting at proposing during the summer, but now I'm starting to reconsider whether or not it is something he wants to do. He still wants after I'm getting my hopes up and then crushed so many times. I've talked to him and he seems to understand my POV, but he also feels like I'm pressuring him. Any advice on how to move on from this?
I think a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of work in this. I'm sorry. That sounded like trauma.
Wow, that's
Is there something you like to talk about, I'm joking.
Oh no.
No, but honestly, like when it comes to marriage, I think a lot of people don't actually recognize that it is a lot of work. And I think from a woman's perspective, you don't realize that everything that you thought about the concept of engagement, I think a lot of women do think that men would all of a sudden understand the phenomenon of how to propose.
Okay,
It's a concept. And a lot of men don't actually have any clue that they are responsible for doing so. And because women do have the clues.
Not anymore. Girls are going on their knees too.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. And this is why I think a lot of women are doing so, because men do not actually have that understanding. They don't have the concept. They're not given the concept. There's no one in their friend group even is aware of what to do. They don't have friends that they can go to that are even married themselves, rely on, or even have like other friends that have that maturity level or idea where it's like, okay, you want to settle down. These are the steps you have to do in order for you to do so. I don't think a lot of men have this. So for women to expect or assume or hope that men will have that idea, it's actually like you got to be talking to a romantic.
So there's lost recipes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
There's no one passed on the information.
At all.
That's true. I also think that boy was crying wolf.
Oh no.
And selling wolf tickets. I don't think saying like yes, say that you. The way I see it, yes, you can. Yes, I understand that it takes longer to propose. Weddings are not easy. Marriage is not easy, but to keep bringing it up, like you gotta be careful. Like okay, you gotta be careful. If you're gonna say you want to get married to the person, fine. But if you're gonna do that, like say yes, you're gonna get married, but like if you're gonna like post it on your thing and like the prank,
Yeah, that's a little.
bring it up in like a clue. Like it's one thing to say that I want to get married to you, and it's another thing to put clues to make it sound like, oh, your birthday's coming up. Maybe I should get you a ring type thing, and then you don't get her a ring. As much as people tend to believe that they can forget about things and get over things. No, that's not true. They're gonna remember it. People are gonna remember it. You keep sending these big situations, these dreams that people would love to have.
Selling
They're
dreams, man.
going to remember it little by little. You said it here. You said it here. Look at the thing. She knew.
Yes.
She had each time.
Yes.
She.
But that's what I mean. Like that's even in itself. I don't think he understands the importance of marriage at that point.
Right.
Because if you're like out here, or just even the engagement, the proposal, right? Because that's really what we're talking about, the proposal. I don't think he understands the weight of the proposal. No. Because like people actually like bend over backwards to try and get that ring off of somebody, right? Like, so it goes back to that whole concept where it's like the maturity. There's no level of maturity. It's like, oh, it's easy to tell somebody that, oh, I'm going to marry you one day. It's easy. But to actually do the steps to actually get married to somebody?
No, it's not easy.
People don't understand that.
You start realizing, I got to deal with this every day. I got to deal with your attitude every day.
But not even just that part.
COVID broke up their relationship because they have to be with their partner side by side. No work, nothing. You're sitting there with your partner. I'm like, you're like this all the time?
But you're with them all the time already. Like, that's the part that I don't seem to understand.
I know, but there's a difference.
When I was working.
When I was working, you were tolerable.
No.
No, I'm not working. I can't stand you.
But they're living with each other already. Like, it doesn't mean that they're far removed. Like, this is not going to be any different when they get married.
No. It's like, you wake up, you run to the washroom, get ready, you hour commute to your place, you're there at work, you hour commute back, you may have like a 2-hour thing. You're sleeping in the same bed, but like you're not communicating either. You're sleeping, and then.
But now you're sleeping in.
You're married.
And you're there. You wake up.
It's no different.
You don't have to get up for work.
You're still.
You look to your side. She or he is right there.
Right.
And then you're just like, man, why do you take so much of the blanket? Like certain things that you didn't even think about. It's gonna. You know what I mean?
But you would be enduring all of that during the time of your courting before marriage.
Things hit different.
But why?
The work, it blinded me.
Why?
I thought you were gonna change after the marriage. I thought everything was gonna be great.
Yo.
But then that's the thing, like, and again, that's another misconception.
No, I agree with you. I'm just making fun of it.
Yeah.
Because that's literally what happens. You're like, I was told this, and it was always it stick with me. The person that you're marrying, like you're about to get married, is the person you're selling with. That's what you're married to.
Yes.
You don't get married thinking that person is gonna be a better individual.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
I mean,
listen,
yes, you can,
honestly,
why not?
Because you know what? That's Disney for you.
That's Disney.
Honestly, that is Disney.
I'm talking about evolution.
Yeah, even evolution.
Talking about movies and stuff like that. I'm talking about actual evolution.
People can change after getting married.
This is true.
But
people do change. Some people do change after marriage.
Okay.
In the sense that their idea of what marriage is, they start to form into what they think marriage is, right? It's the same as how some women, they say, oh, this is like wifey level service that you would be getting, what you're asking for. And it's like, oh, so when I marry you, that's the only time I'm going to get that? Yeah, because that's when I'm married, right? But it's like, that's how some people would say, okay, I will change because of marriage. But then there's other people where it's like, marriage is no different. Like, what I see today, you're going to be like that tomorrow. It's not going to be like hop, skip, jump. Oh, rings on your finger. Now all of a sudden, You know how to do all these things?
But sometimes it changes for the worse. Sometimes things get taken away.
This is true.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Some people they do
like,
to
oh, this is
secure
a
a
check
marriage.
mark.
They do everything to secure the marriage.
Yes.
Like, oh, I
They
got
got everything to secure the marriage. So I'm cooking, I'm this, that, or whatever plans. Because when you hear cooking, it's like, oh, what are you trying to say? No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just saying, whatever things you guys brought to the table. Man, I said I wasn't gonna bring this whole. Continue on, guys.
no, but like, no, see what you mean? Like, there was a lot of stuff to secure.
Yeah,
mate.
to get the mate. Yes.
And then when the ring gets on, all of a
Yes.
sudden it slowly
It stops.
stops. Yeah,
Yes, because you're not working.
it's a marathon, guys. So you gotta
Not a
keep.
sprint.
It's not a sprint. You gotta keep running.
Right.
There's
But some
no-
people's evolution is like, okay, because you know what? It's the same reason why, and I think I've come to understand the terms and the understanding from Caribbean elders when they said the person is your friend and then they are your husband or wife.
Oh, okay.
And I used to argue that all the time. But it's like, this person really doesn't matter until they become your partner, your lifelong partner.
Now, when you say doesn't matter, meaning like
You can pick up and go, this and that, whatever the case is. Cool.
right,
But like, you actually living out your life with somebody.
which is friend first, then lover second.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's just what it is. If you guys were never friends even beforehand and you didn't understand who they were before, what would make you think that they're
And
going to
that's
change
fair.
when they're...
That is fair. I think you need to be friends. Yeah.
yeah,
Unless
yeah.
it's like unless it's a business transaction. Some people be like, we can't be friends, but we do things for each other.
Yeah.
And the problem is when that stops, that's where
The shit starts going.
that's when things go left.
Does that tie into arranged marriages too? Because technically, that's
I
that's
don't
all-
know. I don't know much.
Because
in that
you
regard.
can look at it as a business too.
For an arranged marriage?
Yeah, like some.
I think arranged marriages are more so for people where the concept behind it is that people find someone for you
Right.
who they think is best fitted for you.
Right.
Yeah, but at the
So-
same time, it could also be business.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's
It
what
could be the
tying into
dowry
business.
and stuff like that. Like, for example, if there's money behind it.
I was surprised when I heard about a dowry. I learned about a dowry 2-3 years ago. I said, "Oh, this, whoa, you don't say. You know, pay to make this work."
Yeah. Some people have to pay just to go on the date. Just to court.
Well, people have to pay anyway for dates.
Yes. But just to court
I mean, it's not
altogether.
like we're splitting things 50-50 nowadays, are we?
I mean, it
More than
depends.
this now.
I mean, it depends, I guess.
depends,
I mean,
I
that's not
mean-
the status quo, but you know, I've been, yo, let me tell you something. I've been seeing something about dates. Like these people want like $300-$400 dates,
But that's
And
how
I'm
they
like,
are. That's how much it is.
which is fine. No, $300,000-$400,000, $500 for a date.
It
That's
depends.
really how much it would be.
How much food are you eating?
That's not a lot. For a plate, okay, for a good plate of food, for example, right? If you wanted
Copacabana is
to...
like $60.
Copacabana is not $60.
It's not $60 anymore.
Whoa.
Okay, all right.
Copacabana is like almost $100
Is it $100
per person. It's like $80 just for the basic.
I mean, okay, Copacabana could go on. I like
okay.
Copacabana, but like $500.
But that's $80 for just the food basic food
Okay.
menu.
No
Not
appetizers.
no appetizers, no drinks, no nothing.
No desserts.
Really?
Yes. So it's just that. And then you add the drinks, add whatever. Their drinks are probably like 10, 11,
Why? Okay, now
$12.
you know what? Sorry. Ping. Sorry. Like,
Whoa,
like sorry. Like I just realized drinks.
Yeah.
I'm not a drinker, and I never thought about that.
Right. And then you get dessert.
Y'all just
Dessert's another
depends.
15.
y'all dehydrated?
It depends where you go. Like some plates are like 500, some are 1,000.
No, I understand like the
So
certain
200.
plates.
Yeah.
But I understand. But sometimes
And
I
then if
wonder.
you're paying for the person too,
Okay. Well,
that's going to end up being a $300.
Okay, I never thought.
plate
You
now.
know why? I thought it was $500 a person. I am tired.
oh,
guys.
like you-
I am tired. And even if so,
Yes.
Man,
That's basic. I mean, like, and even if you went to Moxie's, right? Went to Moxie's and you got like one of their stuff at Moxie's. Moxie's menu, I think, for even just a basic like.
some people don't like Moxies.
This is true. I'm
I
just
heard that's
saying,
not a
but
place you go
a
anymore.
basic. I'm just saying
Really?
for a basic.
When did that culture shift?
I don't know.
They just said like don't.
Well,
Listen, just for a self date alone, right? I got food, drink, and dessert. I think I ended up spending like $60 to $70
whoa.
just for myself.
But you
Okay.
can eat though. Like
This is true. I can eat.
You can have my food. Like,
You're right.
You're not no.
You're right.
Like,
But now if I'm on a
I'm
date
just saying. Yo.
and I'm on a date with somebody and they're just like, okay, to pay now, they're covering my bill. Okay, say I eat a little bit more than the $65, right? Now it's $80. They pay $80 for themselves too. That's $160 right there.
Okay.
Plus tip, plus tax.
All right.
Because tax would bring it all the way up to what?
That's fair. Yeah.
Almost
right.
like
no, you're right. You're
almost
right. You got a
$200.
point.
200. Yeah.
You got a point.
So yeah, you spending $200 for a date.
I'm sorry. Like, I don't think. Well, I don't know about the Moxie's food, but that white chocolate brownie is goated as one of the top desserts. That white chocolate brownie is amazing. And the problem is, you can't even take that home to eat it.
But what do you mean you can't take
You're eating it there.
You have to eat it there.
You
It's not the same when you take it home.
You know, it's like
It's not
it's like the
the
Red Lobster biscuits. You take that home before? That's just trash. When you take that home,
Nah,
it is
still-
not the same. You're like, what?
Nah,
Like,
nah,
what?
Like the air they have in there makes it that
It's like
taste
when
like
they
that.
catch outside, it's just dead.
No.
It is dead as soon as you touch outside.
No, I took a biscuit home and it was still proper.
I don't know how you did it.
You had a good
because
chef then.
I don't eat Red Lobster biscuits
Outside of Red Lobster.
outside of Red Lobster. I don't know how.
That's funny.
Like, that is wild to me. That is wild. That's absurd.
That's funny.
I think she should have a meeting.
With her
Like with
partner.
the yeah. Like a
She already did.
No. I think that's the thing.
A meeting.
Doesn't
man
that,
took
does that,
it
how
off
does that feel?
the Instagram.
But that's They,
And
no,
said,
see,
I hear you. But then didn't say any follow up as to what the plan is. Like,
but that's the thing. Wouldn't you want to be surprised?
see now.
Ah.
Oh, this is going back. I'm going to sit back here.
Wouldn't you want to be surprised at your proposal? Wouldn't you want to be surprised
You know what?
or prepared?
You know
like,
what?
Because what if?
Don't
what
let me
if
answer this one.
Because you know what? Here's the thing. What if the lady is saying things in a way that she doesn't want to get married? You know, some people bring off that vibes. Like, this is how you acting. Like, man, I don't want you married. I don't want you married. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if there's like a vibe that makes it go, I don't think it's the time because she's mad at me right now.
Or you read the room. Yeah.
You read the room. You have the ring in your pocket, and something happens in the moment, get miserable, and you're like, let me just put this back. This is not the time.
This is.
But maybe it is the time. Maybe that ring will brighten up her day.
But
I don't.
if
I
that is the case,
don't.
that kind of sounds like you don't actually know your partner very well.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true.
Like you don't know
What do you mean?
how,
Why you
what
going
brings
in
them
your job?
joy and how to keep them in a state of joy.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess.
they're not paying attention.
Like that sounds like you don't really know your partner.
Not paying attention.
Let me ask you a question now.
Damn, that's crazy.
If someone does propose, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay? If someone did propose, right? And you weren't feeling it, would you say yes and give them the ring out of like would you protect that person's soul or insanity would you say no and leave him on his knees? Or you
If
say
I'm not feeling the person
yeah.
after they propose.
Or would you say yes and then tell him, man, I'm saving your embarrassment. I didn't want to marry. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a good question.
Because I know some people would be like, F your feelings, and just turn around, and the man's just... I remember I seen one. Oh my gosh. I remember I seen one. I think it was in Jamaica, and the man went to propose to the gal. And the girl was like, she's confused. And she walked off. She got mad. She's like, "Oh, we are proposed, but we still at time, boss." And I was just like, "Oh,
Yo,
priorities." I'm like, "Oh, priorities." But I get it.
We still take boss.
We still at time, boss. And I said, "Whoa." I see.
But
It's like, what are you doing? You don't even know my name. I said, what do you don't remember my family yet? Like, but like, to say that in front of everybody, I'm like, Lord, the man didn't even get up.
That's a risk in
She
itself.
walked off and everything. The man's still on his knees, think he's gonna come back like Milner.
Like you just,
And the man, you know that one Caribbean person that's watching the situation. Get up, brother, man. Get up, man. You can't stay there too long. Just kill the whole vibe. Get up, man. Get up. You know.
But that tells you like that they were not. I think there's certain things that you can kind of just know whether or not, right? Like,
Okay.
and again, I think that again becomes another conversation where like I think men need to have that conversation when they're getting ready for marriage. Do you have the things necessary to have a relationship
I'm ready to propose.
and to propose and get married? Because like I think again that's just it's not a conversation that men are having. They're not around people who are having these conversations.
You sure you want to do this?
Yeah, like I think that there's a lot more doubt and like fear that's being stricken into men to get married than there is support or
I
encouragement.
think it's the same thing for women.
No.
I don't know. No?
Wait.
Oh, I think that's changed now. Women don't really want to get married that much, do they?
It's not that they don't want to get married that much.
They learn to live without. They don't need no man.
Yeah, you come to a point where it's like, how many years have I gone by where I am now doing everything that I'm supposed to be expecting a male to be doing?
We're fed up.
What am I supposed to do at this point?
wait. So
Now I gotta fake and pretend like, oh my gosh, and dazzle and
wait, hold on. So like, basically, if the guy's thing's on order, you're gonna leave him in the dust, on his knees, as the cold frost.
Yeah, because I mean, okay, prime example.
And then we talk about mental health out here. You know?
So wait. So Z scenario, you're like, oh, Z, would you marry? Nah, you don't. Nah. And the guy's,
I probably would have been like her too. It's like, yeah, I'm still taking bus. Like, how are we supposed to be getting married when we can't even?
Hold on. Nah, and he's just like,
you know, like,
Yo.
prime example.
you just don't hear anything anymore. You just. you hear your heart internally beating like.
No, you hear your bloodstream going. You're hearing everything.
They hear the chatter, the outside chatter.
But I feel like we would be having conversations enough to know like whether or not we are even.
Damn, she couldn't say yes. That's crazy.
It's like falling in public. You know when you fall in public? You ever fall in public? And then it's like you don't even want to lock eyes with anybody, but that one person you lock eyes with, you remember forever. You ever fall in public? That one guy person that you lock eyes with, they're like, they don't even ask if you're okay, but you remember that face, that shame and embarrassment.
Yo,
that's.
Would you feel away if they didn't ask you again?
No.
Because they already said no. It's game over. The game is over.
I wouldn't.
If someone says no, the game is over.
No, but it's not. You're
gonna take that second shot.
Because sometimes I think that's the part where it's like, I think people need to. There should be another word actually, instead of no.
Oh, okay.
I think there should be because
If
like
you want them to propose again.
If you want them to propose again, because if there is a point in life where it's like this is not the right time to get married, you should be able to say.
You said yeah.
This is not the right time. Yeah, like
yo.
But you want to and you want to say yes, but like if you don't say yes, it's still a job not done and it's unsuccessful. And if you say no, it's unsuccessful. So it's like it's just not right time. Like it's just bad timing.
Pause.
Your proposal has been
on pause.
Right?
Sent.
Right?
Approving requests.
Oh.
Requests waiting for approval.
That's what it seems like. Right? And I think that's even worse than getting a no.
If anybody gets hit with that and everybody's celebrating, it's like, oh yeah, oh wait.
Right?
wait.
Very lackluster. Yeah.
Damn.
I think that would be worse. But like, at least it would be more honest because it's like, I would want you to ask me again, but just Right now is not the right time.
Sometimes I don't understand when someone runs off after proposal. When someone's proposing and the person just runs away, I'm like,
It's embarrassment.
so it's a yes, so it's no.
It's embarrassment.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassment. Yeah, that's when they run off. Because you don't. What's an answer than no answer? You'll never know.
Wow.
Ouch.
A quick question for us. How would you feel if a woman just said, look, this is where I'm at in life. I like you like this. Please, can you just marry me? She either gets on one knee or she does it in a way where like like almost like a get off the pot type of thing. Like,
I wouldn't even know how to react.
I'd
be like,
yeah.
what's the matter with you? I'd be like, I'll probably be just, okay, but I don't, especially when it's out of your nature.
You're not the one proposing?
No, not even just out of your nature. If the person's like, sometimes you gotta think it through.
It's the same
like
thing.
she gets down on one knee and says KD.
You see that's the problem because I guess we got the right to think just
Exactly.
like you. So we can't say pending. We can say pending. So basically, in all aspects, we should all be able to pen.
Exactly.
Pen the
Yes.
approval we apply.
Yes.
Instead of proposing, apply for proposal.
Right. Because honestly, it's a conversation, right? Like it's like this. Are we on the same page to say that the next step we want to now be exclusive with each other?
Right.
We are not, like we
Apply to
plan on
propose.
doing all these things now for the rest of us. And like, that's the rest of our lives. Like we are now thick and thin into this. You and I, we riding this out. Are we here for it now?
Some people hear that and they go, wait a minute.
They're like, wait a minute. You mean to the end?
Yeah.
Like, better for worse?
Right? Like, if you want to set up and now have these kids, are you planning on, are we going to have these kids? Are we going to raise these kids together? Are we going to put that life insurance on each other? Are we going to, like, put the school education fund together for these kids? Like,
Sharing accounts.
Are we doing that?
Ooh.
Are we sharing accounts? Are we going to start living with each other? Or are we, while we living with each other, are we now going to get into a house?
Myself?
Are we going to get a mortgage? Are we going to put things on our names, not individually? Yeah, these are real conversations.
And then the name change. Do you want to change your name?
Are you ready to change your name? Are you going to change
I didn't. I thought that was just changing their names by default. And now I'm hearing that people don't want their names changed.
Yeah, they keep it the same.
I said, why am I changing my name? It's like some type of dominance. I'm like, why does it always have to be dominance? Can't it just be tradition? But then I'm just like, I don't know anymore. I kind of just like, you know what?
Look, I just whatever. Because at the end of the day, like, no, because like, you want a name so, because the perks that come with marriage is like, if anything happens, it automatically goes to our children. So we don't have time for this child has this name, the other child has this last name. Everyone has the one name, so it goes to them. Insurance goes to them. The will goes to them. They get perks for the name, like they get tax breaks. Although that's been drying up lately.
But yeah, that's really it.
Well,
it's more than that. Are we even writing right now in order for us to even take care of ourselves for later on?
That's a whole different topic.
But you know.
But to that person, I hope we helped you. I think we probably did more hurt talking about all more of our margins and what can not happen. But hey,
I think we did more good with talking about that.
Because now she's probably think about it like
it's more informed.
I don't know if I want to marry this person.
Yeah.
Maybe the time is good.
Right? Maybe we need a break and then come back. Maybe
breaks don't.
They work. Yes, they do.
We're gonna debate this next time.
Oh my gosh.
Breaks don't work.
They do.
Breaks. Look at me, guys.
They definitely do.
Breaks don't work.
They do.
We need to explain that. That's actually a good cop topic. Do breaks work?
Yes, they do.
They don't work.
I don't think they do, but I mean.
Because you know why? Because then it tells you if the person's heart was true and fond for you.
Breaks don't work.
Yeah.
We're gonna go.
Okay, we'll get to that.
We'll get into that one. Breaks
day.
don't work. They're not work.
Okay. Well, since we're here, let's wrap this up. You guys have anything to plug? You guys can go ahead.
You can definitely find me on Instagram at The Nerd Z with 3 Z's, THENERD, or you can find my photography page. And if you want to look at some really cool pictures that I've recently taken, definitely check me out at Triple Z Studio TO on Instagram, zzz.studioto.
Done the Jiro, aka when I put on chapstick, everyone puts on chapstick. Instagram, Twitter. What's that other thing? TikTok. The latest thing I posted was as soon as the Leafs lost, they put a job posting right away
Oh, wow.
on Indeed. And I want to know, do you have what it takes?
To be a
Do you have what it takes?
To be what?
Developing the talent for Toronto Maple Leafs.
really?
Are you the one?
Ooh,
They don't-
so like a coach or just a trainer?
They don't want those problems.
They,
I would have
neither.
the whole
It's like
Jamaican
it's like
hockey team. I'd have the whole Jamaican hockey team on the Leafs.
Trust
You
me.
know what?
A whole different Leaf. That'd be a whole different Leaf.
Trust
A whole
me.
different Leaf.
Not
Toronto
you
Maple
know-
Leaf is a whole different.
funny.
I'm gonna go left for a second. Do you know the pain someone or certain ideologies will feel if it took a black person to bring a Stanley Cup to the city? Do you know how painful that will
That would be great.
They'll be like, it should have been.
They had a whole.
It should have been.
It should have been me.
It should have been the good old Canadian, but yet we had to go to another country and
Yes.
import them and
Yes.
just to
This
win.
count, the Stanley Cup don't
Just-
count. We're
just
gonna celebrate
like-
it.
Just like the
crazy.
Jamaican
Yo.
bobsled team. Yes.
That'd be crazy.
No, but I think we'll get a Skylinks Cup one day. We just need to. I swear, the Leafs make the most money in the NHL.
Think so,
But
yeah.
it's just
I was reading some numbers. I was like, yo, you guys get
they need to get to a point that people stop going to their games if they're not doing well. We're doing enough for people to go to games.
the fans have Stockholm syndrome. But anyways, down the Jiro, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, support. Fans need to give it up, man.
Yeah. Jay Hunterville, on Instagram. New Pistols on Twitch. Blizzard Boys, Coast Pod Out. I'm actually, if all goes well, considering something. I'm not going to explain it yet, but I will. If all goes well, I'm going to figure out something. I thought about it, but maybe in the near future, I might have something coming up. And I'll let you guys know exclusively here on the Vent Podcast. And yeah, it has something to do with music. So yeah, maybe I have an album coming out, you know what I mean? The R&B album. You hear me singing in the starting. Maybe that's why I'm singing so much. Maybe you'll see me on Sunday Social hosting, or what's it called? Live Thursdays. Yes. Live Thursdays is back. Maybe I'll sing there one day. I'm joking. But anyway, you have any questions, concerns, complaints, collaborations? Send it to askthevent@gmail.com.
Right.
We are on Spotify, all
Platforms.
streaming platforms. Yes. We are, yes, we're on social media. The Vent Pod, search for the Vent Pod, will be there. Thank you guys for watching. You guys be safe on these streets. Jesus,
Please be safe, yeah.
Jesus saves. And yeah, this is the Vent. We out. Peace.
Wash your hands.